Hey guys, I'm here to give you an overview of my brand new PC setup, my gaming setup. I've been running this for about 3 weeks and I'm really happy with what I have, especially for how much I spent. So let's go ahead and get started. The case that I have here is the Thermaltake Chaser Mark I. It's a full tower case. Comes with a bunch of features and actually a really nice case for the price. So let's go ahead and look on top. For some reason this camera will not focus. No matter what I try to do, it won't focus on anything. So I'll just go ahead and show you what I got. You've got your audio jacks here, standard audio jacks, reset button, your fan controllers, high and low. You got your fan LED, which I'll go over that in a second. On the other side, you have two USB 2.0s, an eSATA, and two USB 3.0s. That's really nice. So on top, power button and this little blue accent goes on and off. There you go. And then this is probably my favorite feature right here. This is the hot swap hard drive, and as you can see, it's 2.5 inch compatible, or when you press down this little tab, it's 3.5 inch compatible. So that's really nice. I love that. On the front here, you've got four 5.25 inch drive bays, and I'm actually really happy that they didn't add more than four, because for the most part, most users probably aren't going to use more than two. I've only ever used at the most three, and I would be surprised if more than if anybody used really more than four. So that's really nice. They are toolless, so let me go ahead and show you how to do this. You just pull these little tabs here. You just squeeze the tabs and pull out the little mesh part. Throw in your drive, and it clicks in over here, and it'll snap in. When you're done with the drive, you don't want to use it anymore, whatever, push that little tab. Let me move up here. Push that little tab. Drive pops out, and you go ahead and pull it out. It's really simple. Toolless drive, and that's in there. It's good to put easy to put the mesh back on. Another thing I really like about this is 6 hard drive bays. And not only 6 hard drive bays, but if we go in here and take a look, first of all, again, it's really easy, toolless. Push that little tab, pull back the arm, and you can go ahead and pull out the bay. And you can look, obviously it's 3.5 inch compatible with those little tabs. But if you look at these little screw holes, it's also 2.5 inch compatible, and that's every single drive bay in here, hard drive bay in there. So that's really nice. It's surprising that not every case has that. Some cases still have dedicated 3.5 and dedicated 2.5 drive bays, and I'm not really a big fan of that. So anyways, you just go ahead, and it's really simple to put that back in, push the arm back in, and you just squeeze that and it clips shut. Moving on, move this out of the way. We've got a case, comes with 3 fans in it. It's got this 200mm fan on the front, 200mm fan on the top, and then it comes with a 140mm fan on the back. But I have gone ahead and swapped that out with an H60, as you can see there. One thing I really love, I've really come to love 200mm fans, because they're big and they look really nice, but also they can run at really low speeds but move a whole lot of air. I mean, you can really feel the air. I mean, this is on a pretty low RPM, and you can really feel the air that is getting sucked into this case. So I really love that. It also, sorry before I forget this, it also has room for another 200mm fan on top, which I plan on putting up there. So, and I think, no, this one's not. I think, you know what? I think this has compatibility. Looking at the little the little screw holes here. Sorry, I think it has compatibility for two dual 120mm fans, which means you can put up a 120mm rad up there for like an H100 or something. So I don't know for sure. I've never tried that. So if I'm wrong, just let me know in the comments or something. But it looks like it can be. So one more thing. Well, two more, I guess. Down here, it's kind of hard to see. You've got a little mesh pattern honeycomb under the PSU. Provides good airflow. And then this is another thing that I really like. It's kind of hard to tell, but you get a whole lot of room in this right here. I've got fairly large hands. They're actually really big now that I look at them. But I get like, I mean, you can see here, that's almost 3 fingers worth of room under this case. These feet are really large, and they provide a lot of space. So also, I don't know if I can twist this out, and I don't want to mess up my case. But I've turned these in, but the feet actually turn out like this, so you can see in the over here. I just turned them in because I don't really have a lot of room for my mouse here, so that's why I turned them in. I didn't want to get in the way. So once I move it on the floor and get it out of the way, it'll be set up there. But okay, let's go ahead and move on to the CPU and its cooler. So I got an i5 2500K on there, and cooling that, I've got like I said, an H60, Corsair H60. And I've got this in a push-pull config. So I've got the Corsair 120mm fan that comes with the H60, then the radiator, and then right here I've got a Cooler Master. I'm not sure of the type, but it's a Cooler Master 120mm fan. Again, it's in a push-pull, so I'm exhausting air out the back right now, but I'm gonna try to see how much of performance difference I get if I try to suck air in if I leave the side off. So we'll see. I might put a little update in there later on. But to go ahead and give you an idea of what I got, I've been running Prime 95 for about 2 hours now, and right here, it's not going to focus, but I'll go ahead and read this off for you. You can see, well, no, you can't. Never mind. It actually says 4600 megahertz, which is 4.6 gigahertz, which is a fairly decent overclock considering the stock for an i5 2500K is 3.3 with a 3.7 turbo boost. So it's a really nice overclock, especially when you look at these the temperatures. Pretty much all the temps are staying around 70 to 75. So I'm really happy with that. If I do decide to go up, I've got some room to move up, maybe 4.7, but I wouldn't really stress it too much. But anyways, let's look at the motherboard. Forgot to do that in the first place, but I've got an Asus P8Z68 VLX motherboard. I got this thing for probably $50 less than what it comes on the market normally. And the reason I went with this board is because it is a little bit cheaper, but it comes with everything that I need. It has Crossfire SLI support. Sorry about that. It comes with dual channel DDR3. It's got everything that I need. So it doesn't look as cool as maybe a Sabertooth board, but this thing is pretty nice. So that's why I went with it. I tried to stay pretty as cheap as I possibly could in this board, or in this setup. So that's why I went with that. Over here, right there, you can see I've got 8 gigs of Corsair Vengeance 1600 RAM, and obviously 2x4, so that's good. Come down here. This is actually the most impressive part for me, and that is because it is a Galaxy GTX 570. Excuse me, Galaxy GTX 570, and the reason I went with this is because it was actually about $50 to $60 cheaper than the next cheapest 570. And I figured that, you know, if it really wasn't that good, I could take off the stock heat sink and fan that comes with it and put on an aftermarket fan if I wanted to, and it would, you know, it would do the job and probably be about as cheap as, you know, or about the same price as any other one. So but you know, I came home and started running some benchmarks on it, and it actually works just fine. The fan, it looks like, sorry about that, it looks like, I don't know if it's a 92 or an 80 or whatever, but it looks small, but for some reason it actually does the job. Running Metro 2033 and Crysis 2, I would say two of the probably the most demanding games out there right now that I can find. This thing doesn't get above about 76 to 78 degrees, which is, I'd say that's really reasonable. Running Furmark, which, let's be honest, that's not really a fair match for anything. This thing, I think the highest it gets is about 85 or 86 degrees, that's a little bit too high, but you're never really going to run into a Furmark situation in real life, so I was pretty okay with that. Okay, moving on. Let's move back a little bit. I've got a Corsair TX 750 power supply, and as you can see, as you probably saw before, it is non-modular. And the reason I went with that is because it's about $100 cheaper than the modular power supply for a 750. So that's the reason. And because, you know, I don't really care about this mess in the front, I can always route it. I've got plenty of room in the back to route the cables if I want to get them out of the way, or if I really care that much about it, I can always stuff it down here and then put the side case on, or sorry, the side door on, and you won't even be able to see it. So that's pretty much why I did that. So let's see if I got anything else. Oh, hard drives. So here I've got an OCZ Vertex 3 solid state drive. This SSD is pretty impressive. I've gotten great read-write speeds on it. It is a SATA 3, so 6 gigabit per second SSD, really fast, very nice, love it. So I've got my operating system on this, and then you can kind of see down there, see the hard drive down there, that's in the second bay here, and that right there is a Western Digital something or other 320 gig hard drive. That's just for my storage. And then I've got the one on top, it's another one for storage, I think it's a 160 gig hard drive. So that is about it. Right now the reason that all this is out and kind of hanging all over the place is just because I've been, like I said before, I've been messing around with it, kind of throwing things in, taking things out, trying to figure out what I like best. And I think I came up with my my system, how I like it, and I'll probably be putting the side back on here in a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. But let me know if I left anything out, if you want to know any more questions, or if you want to know anything else about my case, or or questions for me. So thanks for watching. Bye.